Well, I figured you guys would probably want something of an update on this box truck, and it's coming along. We've got all the new cross pieces welded in here, nice and sturdy, and we've got the battery boxes made. They're all mocked up, and this one's sitting under here, pretty much all ready to go. It's going to get bolted in, and then figuring out the gas filler and everything. All this is put together. She's going to be pretty stout. It'll hold those batteries pretty good, I think. And all that's left pretty much is get the boxes finished up, get those all tinned in and some plates on them and whatnot, and then put the channel across the back, and then redo the back bumper, and she should be pretty much ready to rock and roll. All the wood here in the middle has been replaced with these little standoffs here, so it'll be a lot more sturdy than it was. Yeah, I don't know, it's going pretty good, I think. Be a little while before we get it back, but it'll work. Well, we've got more stuff for the box truck too. Inside here is the charge controller. Open it up and give you a key. Now, I don't know anything about this. My brother, he looked up all the specs and figured out that's what he needed. So when we put it together and wire it up, there'll probably be more in-depth video on that. And then below this box, we actually have some cabling to wire up the batteries. Let me move this box and I'll show you. And here's the cabling to wire up all the battery banks. A couple of short ones go between the batteries, and then some longer ones to reach the charge controller and inverter and whatnot inside the truck. So that's that. It's not all the cabling we're going to need, obviously, but it's a start. And then we also got the solar panels. We got 4 285 watt, I believe my brother said, solar panels. I'm not going to pick it up because it's kind of awkward with one person, but yeah, pretty cool. So we're on our way. I don't remember if I showed this to you guys or not, but this box here on the bottom is actually the heater and AC unit, and we've also got tons of bolts here for putting the floor on and the box on the truck. So I don't remember if I showed you guys that or not, but there's that, and then of course the batteries under there. A lot of money sitting here, but it should work out in the end. Well, we're out here at the box truck, and our plan today is to get this bottom strip off because it's pretty rotted in some spots, and replace it with some new 2x2s here. So we're going to go ahead and cut the piece here with a Sawzall and get them nails, staples, whatever out, and then take the board down, slap a new one in place and screw it up, and hopefully it'll work. Well, we're getting the boards off here. It's been cut through. He's just prying it down, make sure he's got everything. And as you can see, this wood was pretty rotted along the bottom. Chunks of it were missing. Pretty rotted in here. So we'll get that replaced, and I think we'll be alright. The bottoms of these aren't looking super hot, but we got 3-inch screws, so it'll go up in there a ways. It should hold it. Well, we've got the new board done on this side. One more side left to do. You can see there's already a piece missing on that side. And we've started painting on the top here. Getting that, make sure it's going to be all sealed up. Figured it's a nice day. Probably better do that now. Well, we've got the old board out on this side and the new board's in. Worked out pretty well. We had to add a couple of pieces here because the bottoms were kind of rotted out there, so we figured we'd add a little more structure there, something to screw to. But this should work out pretty good. This is where the fuel door actually came in, and since we have lowered the truck a little bit, the fuel door is going to have to sit up a good bit higher, so we'll wait for that before we make the frame, and we'll have to cut out some of this bottom piece and kind of frame it in, but that's no big deal. The only thing left for the bottom boards is the front here around the doors, and I'm thinking we'll just cut a little bit of the bottom of that sheet plywood off and then replace the board that way, because I would like to keep this big sheet kind of in place to help hold this structure together, because there's nothing obviously on the back except for that metal framework, and that can tweak pretty easy. So I want to keep at least one wall fairly sturdy, and I think we'll do this and just cut the bottom to replace those boards. And we also got the roof painted. I can't get you up there to show it to you, but that's all painted and done. And my camera's not focusing for some reason. There we go. But the box is getting there. The tin's a little smashed up from sitting on the rotten wood, but we're going to put a piece over that anyway. So yeah, it's getting there.